Something strange is happening in the boxing world. And nobody can tell if Jake Paul is fearless, reckless, or just completely out of his mind. Because somehow, someway, the internet's biggest troublemaker just agreed to fight a man who has knocked out some of the most dangerous heavyweights on the planet. And the more you look into this matchup, the more it feels like the most unpredictable moment of Jake Paul's entire career. Jake didn't plan for any of this. A few weeks ago, he was supposed to fight Gervonta Davis. A flashy matchup, huge hype, and a fight that felt like classic entertainment. But when Tank's legal drama exploded and their November bout collapsed, everything suddenly changed. The whole event was falling apart. And Jake needed a name, fast. That's when things took a turn no one saw coming. Because instead of waiting for another safe matchup, Jake's camp pulled the wildest move imaginable and locked in Anthony Joshua, a former heavyweight champion, a man with 25 knockouts, and someone who does not play games inside the ring. And that's the part that stunned people. Jake has always been dragged online for fighting older guys, retired MMA fighters, and opponents who were never true boxers at his level. The internet roasted him non-stop, calling his career carefully staged. They said he cherry-picked every matchup, protected his record, and avoided anyone who could actually hurt him. But this time, he walked straight into the lion's cage. Because Anthony Joshua is the real deal, younger than most of Jake's past opponents, bigger, stronger, faster, and still active at the top of the sport. Joshua just knocked out Francis Ngannou. He beat Otto Wallin, Robert Helenius, Jermaine Franklin. He only lost recently because he was fighting Daniel Dubois for the IBF heavyweight title. Not a YouTuber, not a TikToker, a heavyweight monster with nuclear-level punching power. So why would Jake accept this? That question became the spark of a much bigger story. Behind the scenes, insiders say Jake was under pressure. Netflix didn't want the event to collapse after Davis dropped out. They needed a massive name to justify the investment, and Joshua was already being teased as an option weeks before. Eddie Hearn even hinted the matchup could happen depending on Davis's situation. So when Tank's fight imploded, the path to AJ suddenly opened. And with the clock ticking, Jake's team had two choices: cancel everything, or walk into the most dangerous matchup of his life. Of course, Jake chose chaos. But while fans are clowning Jake for taking this fight, Anthony Joshua has his own reasons for stepping in. After losing his title to Dubois, critics claimed he wasn't the same fighter anymore. People said he lost his killer instinct. They said he looked hesitant, cautious, even mentally shaken. So what better way to flip the narrative than by destroying one of the internet's loudest voices? For Joshua, this isn't a challenge. It's a reset button, a chance to remind the world who he really is. And that's where things get tense. Because the size and power difference between these two is almost comical. Jake has never fought someone this big, this experienced, this unfiltered. Joshua is a true heavyweight with absurd knockout power. One clean shot could change Jake's life. Trainers are warning that this isn't influencer boxing anymore. This is what happens when entertainment steps into real combat, and the real combatant shows up angry. Still, Jake's team is trying to convince the world they have a strategy. They point to Joshua's history of breaking down under pressure. The moments where he looked shaky after getting hit. The rumors that he freezes mentally in chaotic fights. Some analysts even say Jake's awkward timing and cardio might frustrate AJ. And online, fans are spreading wild theories. Everything from AJ is taking an easy payday to the fight is rigged for Netflix views. None of it is verified, but it's adding fuel to a fire that's already burning out of control. Because the truth is, nobody can predict what happens on December 19th. Joshua could walk in and fold Jake like laundry in the first round. Or Jake, with nothing to lose and everything to prove, could land one lucky shot that flips boxing upside down. This isn't just a fight. It's a collision between internet chaos and heavyweight tradition. A moment that decides whether Jake Paul becomes a real boxer, or finally gets exposed the way his critics have always hoped. And maybe that's why the entire world is watching. Because buried under all the memes and trash talk is one simple question: did Jake Paul just make the biggest mistake of his career? Or is this the moment he shocks everyone for the first time? Either way, December 19th is going to change everything. So tell me, who do you think survives this one?